and welcome to Still Buffering, a sister's guide to teens through the ages. I am Rileigh Smirl.
I'm Sydnee McElroy.
And I'm Taylor Smirl.
Welcome back, sisters. Thank you for joining me again this week.
Thank you.
I'm here. I'm ready to go.
Me too.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you so excited?
I don't know. I'm just pumped up. I just came off of a long week of hospital service. Just finished it up. Feeling good. Had my yogurt this morning. They had vegetable lasagna in the cafeteria today at work. That is my favorite thing that they serve in the cafeteria at the hospital, and I ate it.
Well, good for you, Sydney.
Who else is feeling great? Woo!
I mean, you know.
I woke up like an hour ago, and I had a yerba mate, so that's okay. That's not any vegetable lasagna, but that's good in my book. My book of things that are good.
I've already eaten 2 meals today.
I only had a granola bar, but I'm okay. It's going to be a long day.
Well, now that we know what everyone had for breakfast, this is the opening segment. Yo, what's your breakfast? Good job, girls.
Breakfast roundup. Breakfast roundup with the sisters Smirl.
This is a new bit we're trying. Let us know how you feel about it.
The pen bits needed a while ago didn't work so well, so we're trying to come up with something new.
I thought the breakfast bit would be my new thing.
The breakfast bit. Breakfast roundup with the girls.
You got to listen to this show, Still Buffering. They got this great breakfast bit.
It's just all of them saying what they had for breakfast.
But it's so, I mean, you got to listen. Like, I know it sounds really boring, but I promise it's not. You know what everybody was a big fan of on our Facebook group a week or two ago?
What?
Well, it was a picture of my big giant cat.
Your big giant fat cat that made me laugh during episodes a few times ago.
You do have the biggest cat in the world.
I do. I have a big giant cat. Her name is CJ. That's Claudia Jean.
We got a few emails about health concerns about your cat.
Yes. I try to tell everybody, like, I know, I am trying. We got her diet food. We got her a pet cat. That didn't help. But everybody seemed to really love my big giant cat, and that's because everybody loves pets.
I always see those clips of like the cat in like with water wings on, like running in water as like a way for fat cats to lose weight. You should think about that because it's also really silly looking.
This morning, I was getting ready for work, and I have to go in extra early when I'm on hospital service. So Justin and Charlie were still asleep, so I was like creeping around trying to get ready in the bathroom and stuff and not wake anybody up. And I hear like a little bit of a scratch on the bathroom door, and I'm thinking like, oh, the cats, they're waiting to be fed. I feed them every morning, and I'm like, oh, they're waiting to be fed. They hear me up. But then the scratch turns into a thud, and the door flies open, and both of our cats come spilling in the door, like on me, like they knocked my bathroom door open.
That used to happen to us a lot, to the point where mom and dad moved a big trunk in front of their bedroom door when they slept because the cat would just knock down the door.
That's what literally CJ did most of the heavy lifting. Amelia's like a normal sized cat, so she just kind of hung back. But CJ was like the battering ram. She like smashed open the bathroom door, and then they both kind of stumbled in and then just stood there looking at me like shocked. Like, well, now we're here.
So what do we do?
I don't know what we do here, though. What are you doing? What's that? That's not food.
Where's our food?
That's a concealer stick. That's not going to help me. Please get me some food.
That was our transition. We're talking about pets.
Yeah.
We are clearly talking about pets.
Pets. Not everybody has them, but they're cool. Pets.
Unless you don't like them.
Unless you don't like them.
That's fine, too. You don't have to like pets. You can do your thing.
You could have a fish. A fish doesn't really count as a pet. It's more like a decorative item.
Hey, that's really mean if you were a fish. Don't objectify fishes, all right?
Those are little lives. Those are little fishy lives. You're just saying they're objects.
I also have killed multiple fish in my life.
Intentionally?
No. I remember when my first pet ever, pretty much, I was, I think, preschool or kindergarten, and I remember going through a significant number of fish in a very short time period because for some reason I could just not keep fish alive.
I mean, I feel like all you do is you put the little pellety flakes in their water like twice a day.
But not
That's
too
taking
many.
care of a fish.
But not too
Right.
many. Because then they die.
Well, I mean, that's true. Like, don't overfeed them. But now, Rileigh, that's true for most animals.
Well, yeah, Sydney, but I was also like 4. I was like, here you go, Sister Barbara Fish.
You did call her Sister Barbara Fish.
I don't know why.
Why was that her name?
Why was her name? I remember that now that you say that.
And I didn't just call her one of those 3 things. It was
No, it was
always
Sister
Sister
Barbara
Barbara Fish.
Was she like? Had she taken like the vows?
Sister Barbara.
Was she a practicing nun? Can a fish be a nun?
Sister
I
Mary
don't know if
Barbara
that's a
Fish.
question I can answer. If you happen to be a fish and are also a nun, please let us know. Give us a shout out.
We're fine with it. We're not judging. We're just
We're
curious.
just confused.
You did call her Sister Barbara Fish. I forgot about that.
Yep. I also had several.
You did. You had lots of fish. I don't think we ever had fish.
No, I don't think we ever did.
I didn't. Justin
Because we
had a
had-
fish that he hated all growing up, but it never died. It lived forever.
How can you hate a
He hated it.
fish? Like they are the most innocuous pet. How can you hate a fish?
I don't know. I just remember him saying, like, when we started dating, he was like, and this is my fish. I hated it. But it's lived forever.
Maybe that was just his thing to like make you think he was cool. Here's our fish.
I've got a fish, but whatever. I hate it. I wish it would die.
It's no big deal. It's like
edgy.
stupid.
I hate that fish. So, you know, whatever.
Edgy
Like,
fish
stupid
hatred.
fish.
Just like swimming around in there, like bloop, bloop, bloop.
What is niggas doing in there? I hate that fish.
No, Mom says we had a bird. I have no memory of having a bird. Birds make me anxious now. I could not have a bird now because I feel like they're like erratic. They seem volatile to me, birds as creatures. Birds seem volatile and that they may do anything at any moment and you can't predict them.
I mean, yeah, if you put them in a cage, like they can't do much.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. The idea of having a bird in a cage, and this is just me, and it's probably just some sort of silly poetic thought. I just wouldn't. That would make me feel sad. I would like to be
Yeah.
friends with a bird, like have a close personal bird friend.
Close
But,
personal
like,
bird friend.
You know, like when I sit out on my fire escape and drink coffee, my bird friend comes and like chills with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but I would not. I would want to have a mutual respect for me and the bird. I don't want to be the bird's master.
Right. Like a Disney princess relationship with birds.
Yes.
Yeah. They make your clothes for you.
They land
they
on
d-
your shoulder. They hold your dress up so you can step into it in the morning.
Wow.
That's about it.
That would be cool. That would be a cool relation. And I would also, you know, like maybe we could do like a duet, me and the bird. Like
What duet would you perform with your close personal bird friend?
I haven't worked that out yet. I have to get the close personal bird friend, and then I that's step 2.
Or to
Step
assess
1.
its vocal range, see what parts it's willing to play.
What instruments it can perhaps play. You know.
Mom says that we had a bird and that when the bird unfortunately left this plane of existence, there were no tragic circumstances. I think it got to the end of its natural bird
I thought you
life.
were going to say ended its life.
No,
Say that's
no, that
Well,
was not the situation.
it is pretty depressing, Sydney.
I think
Went to Oregon.
She didn't want to tell me, so she put a flower in the cage instead. So the next day when I came in, instead of a bird, it was a flower.
And you thought it turned into a flower?
I don't know. See, the thing is, like,
And
whenever
you called me stupid for killing a fish.
it clearly
Call you
didn't
stupid.
traumatize me because I don't remember the bird itself. So
And what was the lesson there? Like all birds eventually turn into flowers. All the flowers in the land. It's just a sea of dead birds.
What happened when the flower died? I wonder.
That is the final life cycle of a bird. It starts out as an egg, then it turns into a bird, then it turns into a flower, and then it returns to the earth. Birds are magical creatures.
And then it turns into a worm. And then the bird eats the worm, and then it turns into an egg.
Oh, that's it. The life's a circle of life. That's super wrong. That's not what birds do. They don't turn into flowers.
And that's birds. The
Birds.
more you know. You're welcome. This is educational as well. Bet you didn't know that.
That's come
Listen
from a
with your
doctor. It
kids.
must be
Teach
true.
them about the cycle of life.
This is the bird cycle.
The bird cycle of life. the one kind of pet I remember having more than any other kind of pet, me personally, was fake pets. Electronic pets.
Those are the pets of the future.
Pets of the future.
They're not pets.
My personal favorites were Webkins and Nintendogs because Webkins, you got a little furry friend that sat with you, but also it wasn't a real animal, so you didn't have to take care of it. And you also got an electronic version that you could play games with. And then Nintendogs were just like, I don't know if anyone else had this problem playing Nintendogs. Please let me know. Because I always got mad at myself playing Nintendogs and would have to end up buying a new copy of the game or starting a new save file. Because it got to the point in your dog's life where you could enter it in dog shows. But Lola Riley could never figure out how to make her dog good at dog shows. So it was always just me going to dog shows and hoping I'd do really well. And then it just being like, you got last place. You earned no money. Your dog is sad. And that was it. It was like, I don't know what to do. Now my dog is sad. But then you just buy a new Nintendog and it's fine.
Wait. Okay,
What?
hold on. Wait, then you buy a new Nintendog?
Yeah.
Why?
Because your character
the dog,
in the game can own multiple dogs.
But wait, if your dog loses a dog show, you punish it by getting rid of it and getting a new
No,
dog?
I kept it, but it would just like sit at home and I'd feed it sometimes. The other dog became my new dog and I started trying at dog shows with this new dog. Spoiler alert, none of them ever won.
This is so mean. Why do you have to bench your
Sydney,
other dog?
they were Nintendogs. They were on my Nintendo 3DS.
But no, I'm not arguing about you. Like the game itself, why can't you take the dog that
Sydney,
lost the
Sydney,
dog show?
Sydney.
Try to make
Help
it
These are
better.
electronic animals.
Well, help it learn from its experience, grow as a Nintendog, and then come to conquer the next dog show.
You know what? I bet you could do that. But I could never figure it out. It was always just, I did one dog show after I had spent weeks taking this dog on walks and taking on actual walks by walking my Nintendo 3DS with me, or DS, and feeding it and playing toys with it and taking it to the dog park. And it still never won.
Well, how does that make it good at a dog show?
I mean, you take it to like,
I don't
Like, you
know what
take
dog
it-
shows entail, but I don't think it's
No.
like this dog can walk. This
I
dog
know,
can
I'm
eat
gonna go
food.
I'm
They
gonna
walk
go,
around.
I'm gonna go into a descriptive description of Nintendogs with you. You take it to the dog park that has the same obstacles as the dog shows.
Yeah.
You're supposed to teach it how to do
Okay.
them.
Are there obstacles in dog shows?
It was like
Not
jumping over
actually,
things
no.
and like walking over like a seesaw and like
Okay.
walking through a tube or something. Which like
Well,
again, it's just walking through things, but somehow I always did badly.
Does the
But that's not real dog shows, right? Like I'm asking
It's
a
like
real
a dog
question.
obstacle course, a
Is
dog
that-
obstacle
but
course.
is that a real thing
Dog
though at dog
obstacle
shows?
course.
I've never watched a dog show. I'm asking.
I haven't either. I just lost it all of them in Nintendogs.
I don't think the collective Smirl Girl experience has much dog show information to share with the world. So
I don't know. I'm a cat person. I don't know what they do at dog shows. And you know what? To be honest, even if we had a dog, because someday we might, because Justin really wants one, I still won't watch dog shows. So I
Yeah.
still won't know. No information here. No dog
Now-
show information.
we had growing up Tamagotchis, which I think probably talked about before. I can't really give you too much of a hard time about your Nintendogs because I don't think I ever managed to have a Tamagotchi live like a happy life. It usually died in its own feces by like, I guess like week 2.
And you know what was sad is that it always like they bill it like it could turn into other things. Like your Tamagotchi might look different. My Tamagotchis always look like these little like circular ducks, like these little round duck shaped objects, like creatures. They always look the same. They never looked any different. And you're right, Tay. I would have the best intentions. I had it on a keychain, so like I carried it with me everywhere. It was hooked to my very cool belt loop, and
Your Jenkos.
it was hooked to the belt loop of my very cool Jinko jeans, and I still killed them in poop. They always die in poop. That's terrible.
I think the bad thing about Tamagotchis is much like real pets, they are always on and they always require attention. I need a more Nintendo level pet that you can turn off whenever you like, and when you come back, nothing has changed.
This is why Riley has no pets. Do not
That's
worry.
why I have no
Everyone
pets.
listening at home right now, if you are terrified thinking, please let Riley have no pets, she does not.
For a long time, I was allowed to have lots of pets. For example, let me go through my list. 20 fish probably within a month. A guinea pig, a bunny, a hamster, a dog, and 2 cats.
That's true.
I've had all of those pets.
I mean,
But-
more accurately, our mother has had all those pets.
Yes.
And
I
how
kept
long
the hamster in my room.
did any of those pets outlast a year?
Okay, so here's the thing. Only one of
Tinkerbell.
only one of those pets ever died, and that was my guinea pig Pupcake. I don't know how she died. I came home from school and her cage was gone, and Mom told me she had taken her out to clean her cage, and the next day her cage was back in, but she was not. So I don't know what happened to her. Mom told me she died of a cold.
I don't remember what happened to Pupcake, if I'm being completely honest. I'm sure Mom told me at the time.
Yeah.
I don't think it was
died
anything
somehow.
sinister. I think it was just maybe again it came to the end of its natural
It did.
guinea pig
Its natural guinea
lifespan,
pig life.
and nobody knew how to tell you. Mom and Dad were never very good at dealing with like the loss of pets.
Yeah.
That's why most of my other pets, actually all of my other pets, they have not died with us. We have passed them on to other people. But my longest pet though is Tinkerbell, my cat, who I had for 7 years, 8 years, and I took care of her.
You did.
I did. She was my cat, and she got fat. So
And she is beloved in a different
She is.
family now.
She is.
Yeah, she is still with us on this
she is not
earth.
gone.
No, she's just in a different family being cared of by a little girl who
Yeah,
loves her.
who really
so.
wanted a cat. So.
Yeah, but Mom and Dad were never very good at that. I remember I had a cat once that I don't know if they gave it away. I think they gave it away without telling me, and they told me it was eaten by a possum. Do you remember?
I remember
this?
that.
Yeah, they said, "Oh, she got eaten by a possum."
I
Which
mean,
is so much
Yeah.
worse than we gave your cat away.
Yeah.
Like, no, your cat was brutally murdered by a murder possum.
By a murder possum. I think was that Trouble or Tommy Girl.
I think that was Trouble.
I think that was Trouble. We had a cat. We're so clever that we named Trouble because that cat, let me tell you, was quite a scamp
Wacky.
and got into so much trouble. And the thing, I should reference this. The thing about us having all these pets is that Dad does not like
Dad hates pets.
animals. He doesn't. Well, I mean, I don't want to say hate. You're right. He doesn't want to have pets. He doesn't
Yeah,
hate
I don't think he
animals.
hates
He's fine
animals.
with animals being out in the world. He just
Yeah.
doesn't want them in his home.
Yeah.
He's a very tidy man, and animals always come with a fair amount of like regular grossness. So I think that's.
And I think it's fair to say that all
Right.
three of us at certain times in our pet owning lives, when we were still like living at home, of course, not with like our own independent pets, we're not the best at saying we'd take care of a pet and then always being the one to take care of a pet.
No.
If that is a fair assessment.
No. I know that I was very lax, especially when I was
Yeah.
younger on, I mean, I think I was always very good at feeding animals, but for a lot of my youth, we had cats and litter boxes. I know Mom ended up doing that.
Yeah.
And then by extension, Dad, because Dad was always the tidier of our two parents. And so a litter box would bother Dad a lot quicker than it would bother
anyone
Mom
else.
or anybody else in the house.
Yeah.
And so Dad would end up sometimes having to clean out the litter box, which he hated doing because he never wanted to have any pets in the first place.
Right.
Right.
I feel like that probably contributed towards some of Dad's hatred of us owning pets was the fact that he always was the one to end up cleaning them
right.
in their areas. But I think that's true for probably all kids when they say they want a pet really bad. They're
Right.
like, I promise I'll take care of it, and I promise it'll be mine, and I will watch her forever, and I will love her forever. And then, you don't.
Right.
Because pets are a lot of work.
They're a lot of work. To take care of a pet properly, it's a lot of work.
Say, that's why we have always had cats, I think, is cats are less work.
Yes.
You don't have
Yeah.
to take cats outside to let them use the bathroom. Cats are a lot more independent.
You have to take cats on walks. I mean, that's the thing with like a dog. You
Yeah.
don't just feed it and like let it poop outside.
Right.
You also have to like exercise it and play with
Yeah.
it. And cats, like when you're sitting, they might want to come sit on you. And that is pleasant for both
pleasant.
parties. But that doesn't require like a lot of work on your part. You just sit and be warmed by a cat.
Yeah.
No.
I always think it's crazy on my way to school in the mornings at like 7:15 when I'll be driving down and it's still mostly dark outside and there are people in their pajamas and robes in like 20-degree weather with their dogs. I applaud those people because I could never do that.
You know what I would say about them? They must love dogs. Like the movie. Like the movie Must Love Dogs.
Is that a movie?
Yeah, that's a movie, right?
That is a movie. That is a movie that you
I've never-
referenced.
I've never seen it.
It's a movie. Great job, Sydney.
Good one.
It just means those people must love dogs.
Mega blockbuster hit. Must love dogs. What an excellent cultural talking point, Sid.
I just think there's a movie about people who love. I think it's like a personal ad, and also you must love dogs.
If you want to be with me, you also must love dogs.
I
Want to
would.
be my lover. You got
You
to
also must love dogs.
I would agree with that, but with cats, because I don't think I could. That's an automatic deal breaker. Like, it's not about if you get along with me, it's you get along with my cat, because
Right.
he's the man of this house. So you gotta be okay with that.
So you have to ask Jack's blessing.
Basically, like he has a side. I have like a full size bed, and he has a side of the bed, and that's his. Like it will never be anybody else's. That's my cat's side of the bed.
If there is someone else, will they sleep on the floor or?
Jack will just aggressively sleep on their head.
Yeah, I remember staying with Taylor for a week and a half in New York last summer, and I remember I woke up at some point and Jack was just like on the pillow right next to me, not asleep, staring at me.
Oh yeah.
Just like, are you gonna move? Are you gonna stay there? Nope, you're gonna stay there. Okay, I'm gonna stay here then. I'm just gonna keep looking at you while you sleep.
It's like I don't want to make this weird, but you're kind of in my spot.
So move.
It just became both of our spots for that week.
Well, I want to talk about picking names for pets, but before I do that,
Let's check the group message.
Woohoo!
so first up on the group message this week, we have a sponsor to tell you about.
Woohoo!
That's HelloFresh.
We've heard from them before on here.
That's right. We're supported in part by HelloFresh, which you may remember is a meal kit delivery service that is dedicated to making cooking fun, easy, and convenient. Now, we have all tried HelloFresh, as we've mentioned before, and it is all those things, fun,
is.
easy, and convenient.
Yep.
They deliver easy to follow instructions with all the ingredients you need in separate little boxes to your door. All you have to do is follow and make it.
That's it.
It's super easy.
You can. It comes with all the ingredients pre-measured.
Maybe even make them intoxicated. I don't know. I was just doing some research for our listeners to understand the simplicity of these recipes. They're that easy.
It's that easy.
So that shows how easy it is.
And this month, there are all kinds of delicious recipes that you can check out. Shrimp and asparagus risotto, Thai spiced pork and rice noodle stir fry. Those are some with meat, but they also have vegetarian meals, which Taylor has checked out some of those. Things like eggs in a whole skillet and caramelized shallot risotto. That sounds delicious.
Yeah, the vegetarian options are awesome, and like I pointed out before, they are like just so like well-rounded, like nutritional, vegetable-focused meals. Like as someone who tries to keep to a vegan diet, even like I found them really satisfying and like really easy just to alter very simplistically and enjoy. 100%.
Yeah.
They really are very good. And each week, HelloFresh creates new delicious recipes with step-by-step instructions designed to take around 30 minutes for everybody, from novices to seasoned home cooks and those who are intoxicated, who are short on time. And they're all delivered to your doorstep in a special insulated box for free. So for $35 off your first week of deliveries,
What?
that's right, $35 off.
Oh, that's awesome.
Go to HelloFresh.com and enter promo code still buffering when you subscribe. So that's $35 off
Your whole first week.
your whole first week.
That's 3 meals.
And you know,
So good.
one quality I don't think we pointed out is how incredibly grammable these dishes end up looking, right?
There you go.
You can get some good grams out of this.
You do
Take a
get good grams out
picture,
of
make
that.
your friends jealous. Just go to HelloFresh.com, promo code still buffering, $35 off your first week. What's our other sponsor
We
this
have
week?
another sponsor this
That's
week. I feel
right.
like this is the first time we've had two.
I think so.
We're moving on up.
This week, still buffering support comes in part from Lola, a female-founded company offering a line of organic cotton tampons, pads, and liners. Lola products come in a simple, customizable subscription, so you'll never need to make another frantic trip to the drugstore. Like, oh no, I'm running out of all the female products I need. Oh, but wait, look, got my Lola.
That's right. It's a really cool idea because not for everyone who has a menstrual cycle, but for a lot of people who have regular menstrual cycles, you can kind of start to predict about the time each month when you're going to need to stock up on feminine products. But even if you know it can still catch you by surprise. So the nice thing about Lola is you can set up your subscription service so that they arrive in a nice little, I would say, kind of discreet packaging.
It's just like a little white box.
It's all nicely a tight little white box. It doesn't announce that you're getting your monthly tampon subscription.
When you open the box, it screams tampons.
And it's delivered right to your door, and you can personalize it for your specific menstrual needs. So whether you prefer to stick to pads, or you like tampons, or you like a mix of both, and what absorbency you're going to need with those tampons. It's all really great stuff. We've all gotten it delivered, and I can vouch for the tampons they work fine. They work great.
And
They're great. They're great products, and they're super convenient to have.
And if something happens and, you don't need it anymore, you have an extra stockpile, you can change, skip, or cancel literally any time. And you can change the frequency of delivery.
That's right. And they also, it's good to know that major brands use a mix of synthetic ingredients in their products, including rayon and polyester. And Lola products are 100% organic cotton. Even the tampon applicators are BPA free. So
They're very soft.
you
very
know
nice.
exactly what you're putting in your body.
Yeah.
And they make your month a little bit easier. Their subscription, like I said, it's fully customizable. So you choose your mix of products, what absorbency, how many boxes, how often, change, skip, cancel, whatever you need to do. It's totally flexible.
Yeah.
So what do we need to do for our listeners if they want to check this out?
Well, you want to check this out. So for 60% off your first order, that's 60%, visit mylola.com and enter still buffering, all one word, when you subscribe. That's mylola, MYLOLA.com. Promo code still buffering.
We have a Jumbotron, sisters.
Boop, boop, boop.
We have a very special message for Aaron B.
And
Not Aaron C. or Aaron D.
Or Aaron A.
Nope. Aaron B. And this is from Joe and Sarah and Declan. And they say, happy birthday to our wildly inappropriate friend who has stood by us through rough times. May you have smooth sailing ahead. We'd also love if Rileigh sang a birthday song.
Uh-oh.
Taylor is the one that sang the birthday song before.
No,
I have a problem with this.
Oh, that's straight up calling out you, boo. You got to do it.
Happy birthday, Aaron B. And here is Rileigh with a birthday song.
This is a birthday song for my friend Erin B.
Woo.
I don't know how old she is turning, but I bet a great day it will be.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Erin B.
Yay! Happy birthday, Aaron.
Yay.
Have a
That was
wonderful
great.
birthday.
I liked how you rhymed B with B, Rileigh.
With B, but also two different B's. A B,
Yeah.
a verb, and a B, an initial.
Well, have fun being wildly inappropriate on your birthday.
Because apparently that's how your friends describe you.
I think that's
that's great.
nice.
Yeah.
I think
That is nice.
I think I would consider it a compliment if I was described as wildly inappropriate.
Do you think
I
any of
as
your
well.
friends would ever describe you as the wildly inappropriate friend? Sid?
I mean, I would like to think so.
You're so crazy, Sydney.
It's so wildly inappropriate.
I'd feel very cool if my friends described me that way. Like, oh, guys, I just can't help myself.
You know me.
I'm so wildly inappropriate.
That's actually my nickname, Wildly Inappropriate Sydney. No, it's not.
That's Aaron B.
So we once had a dog one time. Did you know
Once.
this?
I have heard this story. Yes.
We had a dog. Its name was Lancelot. I think Mom named it. Lancelot was not a very intelligent dog, and he was always trying to run away. And then one day he succeeded. We
Oh,
tried
no.
very hard to stop him. But then one day he beat us. He won the game, and he ran away, and it was very sad. But that was the end of our dog time because dogs were very high maintenance, and we were not up to that. And then our series of cats, the reign of Isadora began. There was Isadora 1 and Isadora 2, and there were many Isadoras that followed. Isadora was the best cat, the original Isadora.
The original Isadora.
I never had an Isadora that quite measured up to the original Isadora.
Didn't they all look exactly the same too?
Yes, I'm a big fan of black cats with like white paws.
Yeah.
Oh, I like those cats.
Yeah. And like white bellies. Yeah, all of my cats looked fairly similar. there was the whole run of Isadoras, and I don't know where I got these names.
Isadora.
Yeah,
I bet you that came from Mom about the dancer, Isadora Duncan.
I bet that's
that
where
could
it
have
came
been
from
it.
too.
Yeah.
I bet you that's where that came from.
I also used to wish I was named Isadora.
I used to wish I was named Molly.
Did you name
I
any
don't know
pets
why.
Molly?
No, but my username on Webkins and other websites was always Molly6829. Don't ask me why.
I mean,
It's
Molly's
always
a very
what it
cute
was.
name.
Yeah. I don't know why I wish it was my name,
Yeah.
but that had nothing to do with pets.
We named that cat Trouble because it was trouble. We named Tommy Girl because we thought Tommy Girl was cool. It was very in fashion. I had Tommy Girl perfume for a while. And also we thought Dad would like it if it was named after him.
It didn't. He didn't.
No, didn't work.
It didn't work. He still didn't like the cat.
Yeah. That seemed to be a running theme.
I think as I got older, I went more for like pop culture names. So like when we got CJ, we knew we were either going to name her CJ for the press secretary from West Wing, or we're going to name her Anya from Buffy. But then when we looked at her, she just looked like a CJ.
Like a CJ. I couldn't
She
see
just-
her as Anya.
No, she just had a CJ look, and so she was CJ. Amelia, our other cat, a name for Amelia Pond from Doctor Who, of course, was initially named Toby from West Wing, and then we realized that, that
Toby is a girl.
Yeah, we didn't know. They were both rescues, so when we got Amelia, she was very tiny, and we were not clear on it. And obviously, I'm not very good at figuring out
Cat anatomy.
cat anatomy is not my strong
Sydney
suit.
failed cat
Then we took him
anatomy.
to the vet, and they were like, "This is Toby." Well,
Wow.
I
came back Amelia.
I helped name my my roommate's dog, my couple roommates ago. But I was super against getting a dog. We had a very small apartment. We already had 2 cats. And so like for the first year we lived together, it was just her gradually trying to wear me down, like, but I want a dog. But no, you can't have one. But I want one. You can't have one. And then finally one morning I had like worked really late for a really long shift the night before. Got a little drunk afterwards. I woke up just super hungover and still pretty tired. And she was sitting next to my bed, like with an orange soda and a sandwich. Came over, gave it to me, like, you know, gave me a hug and was like, but can I get a dog? And I'm like, yes, fine, you can get a dog, but only if we can name it Blue Tar Star Destroyer. And I don't know where the name came from. It just, in that moment, that seemed to be the only, like, you know, like resistance I had. And she said, okay. And so now she lives back in California and the dog's still with her. She calls it Blue, but its full name is Blue Tar Star Destroyer.
Aww.
Yeah.
I don't know why I named any of my pets what I named them. My guinea pig was named Pupcake. I don't know why. I don't remember what I named my hamster or my bunny. But Tinkerbell was Tinkerbell. And, well, my other cat Prim was Prim from the Hunger Games.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know why I named Tinkerbell because it had nothing to do with her coloring.
I don't know. I think it's funny. I assume when you're younger, you name them more like just names you like or
Yeah.
cute words.
Yeah.
And then it was very much for me like all pop culture decisions after that as I got older.
Yeah. I think when I got Tinkerbell, I forgot cats get bigger. So I got her and she was very, very small. I was like, oh, she smells like a little fairy. It's like a little Tinkerbell. And then she got bigger. It's like, well, now I have this fat cat named Tinkerbell.
My current animal, my cat, is named Jack. Jack, it's a pop culture reference, but it's so many. There's so many good Jacks. Like, it's one of the names that the Joker sometimes his like former alias is. At the time, I was reading The Invisibles, and there's a character named Jack in that. So it was like Jack is just a good name for lots of things.
Jack from the Titanic.
Sure, wasn't thinking of that one, but that's one.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Captain Jack. His full name is Jack Caddington but he's gotten a lot. So those other names are just silly.
No, I like his full name.
Yeah.
I think you should go by that more often.
That's what I say when he's in trouble. Jack Caddington but stop. He doesn't do anything wrong. I don't know.
know.
He's perfect.
I have to do that with CJ. Claudia Jean McElroy. I mean, she's our child, so she took our last name, of course,
Right.
obviously.
Right. Yeah.
Now, I did have the only kind of out there pet that I ever had was an iguana. And I did have an iguana for quite a while. My 6th grade science teacher had an iguana in the classroom, and I I just thought she was the best, Miss V. She was the most amazing teacher, and I credit her with a lot of my interest in science. And she also had an iguana, and I thought it was so cool, and I liked to hold it in the classroom. And so I talked Mom and Dad into letting me get an iguana for home, which was good for a while. He was very chill. His name, of course, was Jimmy Buffett.
Right.
That was the iguana's name. I actually used to call him JB most often.
Makes sense.
JB would sit on my shoulder, and I would like do stuff like do homework and hang out in my room with an iguana on my shoulder.
Cool.
Which made me look quite eccentric, which I enjoyed at the time.
Right.
And it was all great. He actually really loved listening to Jimmy Buffett, by the way.
Did he?
How could
I
you
mean, I don't
tell?
know. He would be very chill when I would turn Jimmy Buffett on.
But didn't you say he was always chill?
Well, but especially chill.
Super chill. He put on his way chill iguana face.
He put on his sunglasses.
A couple problems happened with Jimmy, with JB. One, he got so big, man. I was not prepared for how big this iguana was going to get, and like we kept having to upgrade the tank, and Mom and Dad were not thrilled about that. And then the kicker was one day I reached in to grab him, and he kind of scurried as I went to pick him up, and I grabbed his tail instead of his body, which you're not supposed to do with iguanas.
Right.
Because if you grab their tail, and please understand, I was not trying to pull this iguana's tail off. I was trying to pick my iguana up out of its tank. Its tail came off. And that was traumatizing to me as a child. I was horrified by what I had done. And I could not handle this iguana after. I became so scared. And it grows back.
Yeah.
It grows back kind of weird looking, but it grew back. But I was so scared after that I'd hurt it again. And so I was terrified to hold it. I was terrified to pick it up. I'd like apologize to it all the time.
I'm so sorry, Jimmy Buffett.
I'm so sorry, Jimmy Buffett. I didn't mean to name you Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett, I didn't mean to pull your tail off, man. I was so upset by it. Like, and I remember like Mom and Dad, I talked to my science teacher about it, and she was like, "Oh, it's okay. It happens. You didn't pull it off. They drop their tails."
Yeah, well, it's like a defense thing.
Right.
Like if they're being attacked by a predator, they drop their tail. Their tail kind of still wiggles for a little while, and they run away.
Yes,
like
and it does wiggle, and it's scary. It really it overwhelmed me, and I became very like anxious about the pet. And after that, it was never the same. And so we gave JB away
Poor little
to one of my
Buffett.
cousins, to one of our cousins.
Oh.
And JB like was huge and fat and happy and lived a very long, happy life. So nothing sad happened to JB, but I was no longer the eccentric iguana girl.
I also had a short dog time, and I was not big on dog time either. I just remembered my dog's name was Charlie, because I'd always wanted to name a kid I had Charlie if I ever had one. And then I was like, well, I'm not going to have a kid anytime soon because I'm like 10. I'm going to name my dog Charlie.
We named the dog Charlie.
It was a girl, and I was still on the idea that girls should be named Charlie. Sydney, thank you for taking that idea from me.
Hey, I was always going to name my daughter Charlie.
But she was a wiener dog, and I liked her very much at first. And then she became very hard to handle, as dogs do. And Mom told me she sent her to obedience school. That is not the case.
She now again, nothing bad happened to this dog. That sounds like the euphemism for something terrible.
Yeah.
No, nothing bad happened to the dog.
Which this still sounds like a euphemism to me, but I think this is actually what happened to this dog. Mom had a friend that lives in another state that breeds wiener dogs.
Yeah, and has like a farm.
And has like a farm for wiener dogs, and took our wiener dog.
So the dog went to the puppy farm, except it was really a puppy farm.
Really a puppy farm.
It was not a fake like that. No, nothing bad happened to the dog. Really is like, I don't know.
But I don't know.
It's well cared for. Let me just say that.
Yeah, if it's just our personality types, or if it is most people in general, because I seem to find this a lot more common now, that people lean towards cats in like bigger areas like New York, or even in areas like here, just because they're less maintenance. It just seems like I know more people that are cat people as opposed to dog people, and I think it's very hard to be both.
I think you gotta have room for a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they're a little, I don't know, maybe not so much for the real little teeny dogs.
Right. But
yeah, if you're gonna have a
big
larger
dogs
dog,
are easier because they're a lot more chill,
is that
Yeah,
the
that's-
case?
right?
I mean, there are so many dog owners in New York City, and I do always wonder, like, where do you live that this
Where do you put
giant dog is cool? Although I have had people tell me that certain, I mean, it's breed to breed as far as what space an animal needs with dogs. But like some big dogs actually don't need a lot of space. They don't run around a lot, and some smaller dogs need a ton of space. So it's not necessarily the size of the dog; it's just getting the right breed that's fit for the city.
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's just. I think people that are more introverted tend to be cat people. I think it's just because you don't have to take it out. It kind of sits inside with you. You don't have to play with it. You don't have to be energetic. Just chill. And I think a lot more people are introverted now. I think that's just a lot more the social norm.
I think the difference between cat people and dog people are best expressed in what we describe as kisses from both animals. Like, a dog jumps up on you, licks your face. It's like, oh, he's kissing you. A cat, and I've had people, this is a cat kiss. They just blink at you slowly. Like,
That's a cat kiss?
that's a cat kiss.
It's not when they lick your hand.
No, they just look at you and they, when they kind of squeeze their eyes closed and they open them again slowly.
Yeah.
That's a kiss.
I didn't know that.
From across the room, I slowly blink at you. What? That means I like you. That's enough.
That's enough. That's all you need. Well, and for me, I have friends who have recently, actually, several who've gotten dogs, and they have to be more organized because you have to come home and make sure you're letting your dog out to pee or poop, or feeding your dog and walking your dog, and I am not organized enough to do that.
Yeah.
Cats are a lot more low maintenance, where they're happy to just chill, especially since we've got friend cats now, since I got a pet for my pet.
Friend cats.
Yeah, they're happy to just chill. And, obviously I take the time to feed them and all that, but I don't have to worry about letting them out. I don't have to, if I have a long day where I'm going to be away from the house all day, I don't have to stress about a cat being there. But I know my friends who have dogs, especially new dogs, you got to have time for that. That requires a little more organization than maybe I am up to.
I remember babysitting once for 2 little kids who also had 2 large dogs, very energetic, very excitable. And the mom saying, I'm going to be gone for the next few hours. The dogs have to go out every 2 hours. So, you're going to have to take them out probably twice. I was like, I don't know how to do that. I was told I was taking care of children, not dogs. And she was like, well, they'll show you how to do it. And these little kids are 6 and 4. They'll show you how to do it. These 6 and 4-year-old just took the dogs out, sat with them for a minute, and then took them back in.
Well,
Better at it than I was.
Oh, there you go.
yeah, I'm always amazed at other bartenders that have dogs because, and I have friends that do it, and it's like, oh, I'm on a 10-hour, 12-hour shift. I just need a break in the middle at some point so I can go walk my dog and come back, or walking your dog at 5 a.m. when you get home from working. It's I could never be that organized or figure that out with my schedule.
No, that's great for people who are. And if Justin decides we ever get a dog, he's going to be that person. Not me.
The one who does all the walking.
Now, we haven't talked a lot about the differences now and then between pets, because I don't think that has
they're
shifted hugely.
Huge differences. Yeah.
But one thing I was thinking about is that, Tay, when we were younger, we would get animals, largely rescues, actually only rescues. We only ever got rescues.
Yeah.
But I don't think we were, which was good, but I don't think we were thinking about it as, obviously we would get rescues. We would not get, dogs that were bred or dogs from a pet store or something. It wasn't an ethical, intentional decision. It was just kind of what we did. They were cheaper and easily available, and and it's what mom and dad had us do, and that's what we did. Now, the cats I have gotten in my adult life, very intentionally, were rescues. I would not buy an animal from a breeder or something. Rileigh, do you think that's shifted, that awareness?
At least all of my friends that have pets, I know dogs and cats have been rescues, just because we know they're, breeding isn't great. It's probably better to take rescues who need homes and aren't as well taken care of. My 2 cats, one came from an ad in the newspaper that someone was just like had them on their porch in a box with her and her brothers and sisters, like just sitting out there to take. And then the other one was found in a garbage bag in like a dumpster with her mom and her brothers and sisters. So, I mean, you're helping animals that aren't, pampered and taken care of and always fed. And I think it's just better to take care of rescues. And at least me and all of my friends have always only taken rescues for pets. For pets, I will say, for pets that you can get rescues. I mean, when I had a hamster, I was not getting a rescue hamster. I got the hamster from the pet store.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't have a rescue iguana.
But also, like, here's my question that I thought about when just making that statement about not getting a rescue hamster. Where do hamsters live in the wild?
Where do the hamsters run free?
Like, where do hamsters come? Do hamsters run free?
Probably not. They're just domesticated now, right?
Are they? Did they ever just run free? Were there ever fields of just hamsters running free?
I'm sure there must. I don't know.
Herds of hamsters.
Have you been to the hamster fields?
I don't know. I don't know anything about animals, obviously.
Oh man, I've always thought about that. But yeah, for me and my friends in my circle of people, at least, it's always been rescue cats mostly. I mostly have cat people friends, but rescue animals.
Is there more of an awareness, do you think, of like animal treatment and trying to prevent animal cruelty and issues like when we're talking about breeding? Our concern is that there's so many pets that don't, that are just abandoned or left out and that need homes and need, they're domesticated pets that can't fend for themselves out in the wild. And so they need humans to care for them. And when you breed pets and sell them, those, we're not taking care of all those pets that need homes. So that's kind of what we're getting at. Is there more of an awareness in general of those issues?
I think there definitely is, mainly because it's most prevalent to me in terms of makeup. And I know a lot more companies at least used to test their products on animals. And I now don't buy from people that I know test on animals. I have made the mistake a few times of buying something and not researching ahead of time and then realizing afterwards that they do, and then just like not ever buying from that brand again. But I know that now I have a list saved on my phone of like drugstore brands and high-end brands that don't test on animals, and those are the only brands I'll buy from, just because there are plenty of places you can get makeup that you don't have to buy from people who test on animals. And I don't think it's necessary to feed into that. And all of my friends do the same thing. We always watch and go through our makeup together. We were all together the other day and we went through all of our makeup on the list of brands that are cruelty free and checked and made sure all of our products were cruelty free. Same thing with clothes. I made the mistake a few years ago of buying Uggs when Uggs are very popular. And apparently the way they make the lining of the inside of Ugg boots is very unethical and treats the animals they come from very poorly. I'm not exactly sure what animal they come from, but I don't wear them or buy them anymore just because.
That's interesting. That's a very sophisticated understanding of that issue that I certainly didn't have. I mean, I think growing up, like I never had fur. I wouldn't have had real fur.
No. Yeah.
Not that, to be fair, didn't have a lot of fake fur either. Yeah. Not really
so a fur. Walking around with like fur boots.
Not really a fur girl. No. So I wasn't missing that, but like I had that awareness, like, well, I would never wear fur because fur is bad.
Right.
But I don't think it would have ever occurred to me when I was a teenager to look at my makeup products and think, I wonder if they're tested on animals. I would think about that now as an adult, but not as a teenager.
Yeah, that's only something that I'm like very recently paying more and more attention to and trying to be more informed about. Because, I mean, there are a million like good, ethical, environmental reasons to consider a more plant-based diet, perhaps be vegan. But the main reason that I did it was legitimately like I was laying in bed with my cat and I was like, I shouldn't eat your friends. It's really messed up of me to do that. I'm gonna go vegan for you, Jack. And Jack gave me a cat kiss. He blinked at me, so that was approval. But yeah, like it's so it's based out of a trying to be kinder to animals. I'm in my 30s, and it's the first time that I've ever done that kind of research.
Well, that makes me feel bad because I'm going to continue to eat animals.
It's fine, if you can look your cat in the eye every day and eat his friends. It's
Now
cool.
I don't eat cat.
Now, to be fair, every time
This is
when I make
hyperbole.
myself a turkey sandwich and I open that container of turkey, the sound of the plastic lid opening brings CJ running. So I think CJ's okay with the turkey because she comes running and just sits there staring at me.
I would also like to point
That
out
turkey?
us three as sisters together, united, fed dune cats straight up munch meat several years in a row.
That's
Oh.
right.
Yeah, no. I mean, I give Jack a can of tuna when he's
Yeah.
being a good boy sometimes. So
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. We found at the place we used to stay at the beach, there were always cats collected on the dunes.
that's
on
right.
Side of our
below our
balcony.
balcony, and we would throw turkey off our
It
balcony.
was always the last day when we were
Cats.
leaving, and we were like, well, we can't keep this leftover lunch meat. It's not going to keep in like the car ride home. We got to do something with it. Don't just want to throw it away. So we threw it out the window of the dune cats.
Those were all feral cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were a lot of wild cats on that island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just know that recently it seems like maybe animal cruelty and things like that have maybe been brought to light more, like highlighted more as companies that are doing it. Maybe as in your all's time it was happening, but you all like didn't know it was happening or making the decision not to pay attention to it. I think maybe just people didn't know everything
Right.
that happens in places where like makeup companies test on animals or clothing made from animals. I just think now it's become, with media and stuff, it's become more well known how animals are treated when it comes to cosmetic companies. And it's easy to, with the abundance of makeup brands and skincare brands, it's easy to pick from one that doesn't
Absolutely.
treat animals badly.
Yeah. And for all of my fur products now, for my fur suit that I wear, my big fur
Barbaloot suit.
Yeah, my Barbaloot suit that I wear, which is obviously fake.
Right. It's not made from real Barbaloots. Don't worry.
Save the Barbaloots. Well, thank you, sisters. I have enjoyed reminiscing about our pets and talking about. I think that's a really interesting difference now, Rileigh, and I'm glad to hear that with your generation because I think it was really something that there was very little awareness of when we were younger.
Yeah.
And I think we are catching up to it now, but you may be ahead of us in that realm. Thank you to all of our listeners. If you like our show, you could check out other wonderful podcasts at our parent network.
Never said that before.
I don't know what to,
Parent?
our parent network, MaximumFun.org. You can email us at MaximumFun.org. That's still buffering at MaximumFun.org. And I would encourage you to do that. If you have any thoughts, suggestions, questions, you can also join our Facebook group, Still Buffering on Facebook. You can tweet at us at StillBuff. And I want to say thank you to the Novellas
There you go.
for our theme song, Baby You Change Your Mind.
This has been Still Buffering, a sister's guide to teens through the ages. I am Rileigh Smirl.
I'm Sydney McElroy.
And I'm Taylor Smirl.
I am a teenager.
And I
was
too.
Yay.
Yay.
Iguana.
Chaotic Bro,
Natural Jaeger,
Picosby,
Mount Armus,
the USS Entrepreneur,
Dustbuster Club.
Drunk Shimoda. What are we talking about? Some of the many delightful nonsenses that are now important running gags in the Star Trek podcast we still can't believe we're actually making.
The Greatest Generation is a show that is reviewing Star Trek The Next Generation episode by episode, but it's much sillier and has more fart jokes than that makes it sound.
Our reputations may never recover. You can get our show at MaximumFun.org or wherever you download podcasts.
MaximumFun.org.
Comedy and culture.
Artist owned.
Listener supported.